A pleasant day to everyone. We are the Group D, and today we are going to present our research at final exam entitled The Effect of Teenage Pregnancy Among Students. Let's proceed. So, for the introduction, teenage pregnancy is a common issue that started in the past and became more rampant in this current generation. It is very a problematic issue indeed, especially among students. We wanted to know more about teenage pregnancy as it is becoming more alarming to young people, specifically students, and how it shapes our lives.
To continue as what Mr. Navarro said, therefore, as a student, we chose this topic to raise our awareness as one of the affected of teenage pregnancy because we know that teenage pregnancy is very rampant in every country, most especially to the Philippines. Moreover, teenage pregnancy is when a young adult gets pregnant under the age of 20. It usually refers to teens between ages of 10 to 19. This study aims to achieve a number of teenage students who got pregnant will be lessened with the help of accessing to sexual education and sexual health services. So with the help of this study, we will going to know who are the countries with the highest number of teenage pregnancies.
According to World Health Organization or WHO, over 12 million of girls that age 15 to 19 give birth every year. In the underage that range 15 below give birth every year over 777,000 in developing regions. That's why teenage pregnancy is a global issue even in the high, middle, or low country.
Niger has the world's highest rate of teenage pregnancy and child marriage birth per 1,000 women aged 15 to 19 is 203.60 by the age 15 to 19. 75% of girls are already married and 51% of it have already given birth to a child. The majority of teens in Niger are teen mothers that do not likely get medical attention like parental health care. While in the country of Mali, the number of births per 1,000 women aged 15 to 19 is approximately 175.44, making 55% of girls are already married before they reach the adulthood, and 40% of them have already have children. Also, in the country of Mozambique, birth per 1,000 women aged 15 to 19 is 142.53. 30% of the adolescents already give birth to a child. At least one out of every teen girls, 14%, have give birth before the age 15, and 57% before the age of 18.
The Philippines teenager pregnancy is prevalent. According to the National Demographic and Health Survey, the teenager pregnancy rate is 29% on 2003 and it fell to about 26% in 2017. First one, adult, there is a decline is the rate. We cannot still ignore that it is about 20%.
Part 3 is solving the problem. This is where we have the different initiatives and solutions given to us by the different countries as well as our own country, the Philippines, to combat the teenage pregnancy among students. So in a public website of South Africa, it is stated that there are ways to prevent early teenage pregnancy. So one way is what we call the abstinence, where it is stated that it is an old-fashioned way that the persons or teens must wait until marriage before having sex, so delaying it as much as possible and wait till adulthood when the person is already stable and responsible. So another way is the contraceptions, where there is a usage of contraceptives such as condoms, oral contraceptives, and other more. So these contraceptives vary in different ways, but they all have the same goal: to avoid and prevent a pregnancy. So teenage pregnancy among students in South Africa is still apparent, meaning it's still not been eradicated, and birth rates among teens are still high. Till now, this continues to be a serious health and social issue in Africa.
Based on Philippine Statistic Authority 2015, the Philippines population will hit 108.8 million by 2020. More than 53 million people are under the age of 25, including 10.3 million teenage girls ages 10 to 19 years old. In Philippines, parents serve as a guide for us teenagers to create and choose for better lives. One of it is to not to involve in teenage or premarital sex. But 4 out of 10 teenagers will not listen to their parents and they just do what they want to. They just focus on the present and not think without thinking and investing for their future.
According to O'Malley and others, 4 out of 10 American students have had engaged in sexual intercourse, and 1 out of 3 are sexually active. However, 1 out of 7 students did not use contraception during sexual intercourse. Moreover, according to Guerrero, 50% of young men had all knowledge to prevent women from being pregnant, and these men indicating a low level of awareness about contraceptives and sex education than a young woman. As stated by Carter and others, 94% of young men regard using condoms and withdrawal as an effective way to prevent teenage pregnancy. Moreover, the data shows 20 to 60% of young men and women address women's measure or contraceptives. Majority of men want to learn how to properly use a condom. However, the men receive less care.
In the end, adolescent pregnancies continue to be a major social concern. It needs to be addressed with a multifaceted approach. Teenagers not only need comprehensive sexuality education that encourages them to remain abstinent and provide instructions on the appropriate birth control, but they also need a ready access to affordable contraception. Moreover, education regarding the negative consequences of young parenthood and help finding emotional support are also essential. With these consequences that we are facing, I, as a student, and all of us should aim to further reduce the incidence of teenage pregnancy, particularly those pregnancies that are unwanted and unintended.
Teenage pregnancy is one of the most problematic issues that we're facing today. Many of young age people are now having their babies without even knowing the consequences of early pregnancies. This is the problem that governments cannot solve easily. Teenage pregnancy became more rampant in today's society, especially millennials. Most of the pregnant teens are students. This can greatly affect their academics as well as the future of the baby careers. It seems that students fail our great hero, Dr. Jose Rizal.
A person's teenage years are meant to be a time of search and discovery. This is why teenagers are naturally curious about their surroundings, leading to our issue teenage pregnancy among students. Being pregnant at a young age can interrupt the teenager's education. That may also lead or connect to other series of social problems. Regret comes later in life. For that reason, one must become educated in this issue. As a teenager myself, I support further education when it comes to sex. Do not take it as a joke, but rather a serious matter.
Teenage pregnancy, for me, is a problem that everyone don't want to get involved because many teenagers have been gone for this situation because of lack of information about having sexual intercourse. There are many teenagers got pregnant at the age of 15 to 19 and it's dangerous to the health of all the girls because they are more prone high risk to have a health problem. Teenage pregnancy is the most common problem in all over the world, to low class to high class country. Reason of teenage pregnancy is lack of education, poverty, financial harassment, and pressure to marry at a young age. Teenage pregnancy is not an ordinary problem of a country because of the enlarged of population of the country. That's why all people don't want to be pregnant easily. It's better to go for family planning or use a condom.
In our today's society, it is very important to know the factors why there's teenage pregnancy. Teenager age 15 to 19 are often getting pregnant at the early stage. As a result, the majority of teenagers who become mother are unable to handle the rules and obligation of motherhood. That's why it is very important to know and understand the effect and outcome of teenage pregnancy. Because teenage pregnancy is a complex topic with many factors to consider. So, in order for me to fully comprehend the problem, I must consider various perspectives and factors on why early teenage pregnancy occurs.
In the final analysis, the impact of teenage pregnancy affects the population across the globe and its economy. Furthermore, the Health Organization focused on inhibiting the spread of teenage pregnancy. Various ways in different nation states implemented. However, several decades had passed, but in the Philippines, pregnancy and among teenagers rates is increasing rapidly. Therefore, there is a need for further study to prevent teenage pregnancy in the country.
Teenager pregnancy has been decreasing over the years, although it is prevalent to traditional countries. Rich countries can stop teenager pregnancy. This is due to the qualification to be pregnant is those women who already had their menarche. However, it has a lot of complication and I can put the life of the mother and its baby in danger. Therefore, it is important to study teenager pregnancy because it is not a local issue but a global one in which it needs to be addressed.